backup. Okay, there we go. All right. And then we got the chat there. Okay. 3, 2. All right, we're live for the first session on the last day of the Pittsburgh Gaming Expo. And I've got with me what was supposed to be Justin Silverman from Retro. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Retroware.
Retroware.
Yeah.
I'm a little distraught though, John, because I got not that you're a
right.
You're a bad guest, but I know you're busy. Wait, Marcus. Wait, do that again?
See? Yeah, how are you feeling? You got John Riggs here. Oh.
Wait. What?
Wait.
Hold on.
Wait, I thought Elliot was sitting next to
Wait.
John.
I'm so confused right now.
What is going on?
I'm so confused.
What is going on here? Are you? What happened? Wait.
It's like the Twilight Zone over here.
This is kind of scary.
Yeah. Right.
How did you do this?
Wait.
Your guess is as good as mine, my friend.
It's like an episode of Naruto, Shadow Clone
I'm
Jutsu.
I'm looking to. Is this like a new BWO promotion? Like
I don't know.
Tag team. I know you're in wrestling.
Right. It should be now. Yeah.
What is going on?
I'm not exactly sure. I'll be honest with you. It was just Justin and I were going to be at the show, and he said, "No, let's coordinate this. I got something to do," and he left it at that, and it told me nothing until I turned around and looked down the hallway, and I was like, "Oh, here I come."
He came around the corner, and I was like, "Wait a minute, Riggs was wait." What?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what was really scary, though, was when you guys were walking in a pack and you couldn't see Justin's hair. Ah!
Right.
You couldn't see his
right.
You couldn't see his hair. And it was like, okay, you had to really look. Because these guys were like looking.
Right.
Elliot, you were looking at like, what?
I was confused.
That's right.
Until I saw the platform shoes, I was like, what is happening?
Yep, that's right. Yeah, I was wearing platform shoes, so we're both the same height as well, so... Just for fun. This is the kind of fun we have. You never know what's going to happen here in Pittsburgh.
That was hilarious.
And I think we were just talking a little bit ago about your video is going to be a little bit different. Not to spoil it, but your video is going to be a little bit different about the experience. I've been doing more and more of that, like the leaving the camera running, less editing, like when you occasionally run into somebody like yourself twice.
Right.
I mean, it's all part of the experience, right? Yeah. And like we want people to see that kind of experience. We've got Brooklyn Menace in the chat. He's saying, "What's up? What's going on, Brooklyn
Morning,
Menace?"
Brooklyn.
If you guys got some questions for John or John, but this John runs Retroware, and then this John runs WWE.
I don't know about that.
No. You just rigged everything.
I did. I got that Riggs touch. Everything I touch is rigged.
You just did. You rigged it.
I sure did.
I don't know which one I should be addressing here. I'm like, this is kind of confusing.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, my God.
So is this John Blue Riggs, and then this one's John Orange Riggs?
Oh, there you go.
Is it? Yeah, okay, I'm getting a head shake here. It's a lot of fun. Anyways, it's great to have you both on the panel.
Thank you,
both Riggs here.
Yeah. I mean, it's really a Retroware panel, though. A lot of great stuff coming up from Retroware.
Yeah. So if you guys remember, last year, Justin wasn't able to jump on, and this year, at least, we got a clone of you to come on.
Well, sure, that'll work.
To talk about Retroware, and...
I may not have all the answers, but I know what I've played.
Well, you kind of got me into it last year with the, and I don't want to say the name because I mess it up, but it's a Castlevania kind of like
Simon Quest.
Simon's Quest.
Yeah, Simon Quest.
Simon Quest.
Yeah, only one Simon.
But it is a lot like the original Castlevania.
Well,
according
inspired
to
by.
Yeah, I would say a parody homage.
Well, those parodies are okay.
Parody homage. I like that.
Yeah,
so the BWO is a parody homage.
Yeah,
I guess I should reveal myself.
Okay.
Oh, so we can get. Oh, is that so we
take off?
Oh,
the John Riggs mask.
There we go. All right.
Yes, now he's
there can be only one.
head.
Highlander style. Off with his face.
There can be only
But yeah, I got some of the games right here. Yeah, it's a Transylvania Adventure of Simon
Transylvania Adventures. I couldn't
That's
remember.
right. Transylvania Adventure of Simon
So
Quest.
we showed this, guys, last year, or we talked about it. You had me play it last year.
I did. I was like, this is right up your alley. You're going to love this game. So check that out.
I did.
And I'm going to bounce for now, but I'll be back later.
Okay, not a problem, because he's got to go. Well, he's got a surprise. We're not going to tell you what his surprise is.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, good call.
He'll tell you about it later, but we kind of knew this might happen. You're welcome to move down one if you want.
Okay.
Kind of makes it easier for me, too, with that. But Iron Meat, I ended up leaving here, and I picked up the digital because I didn't get a chance to get the physical. That sold out like 5 hours or some ridiculous time like that.
Yeah, but pretty much all of our games are physical as well, generally through limited run. That one was through strictly limited games. And yeah, we did 2 runs, and it ran out immediately. I'm hoping to do a third eventually. Not sure with who yet, but... more people should play Iron Meat, especially since it's got a year of free DLC, which isn't even fully done yet. So,
yeah, and there's a few other games on here. The Neon Inferno, you guys are actually displaying that over there right now.
Yes,
right.
And the other one that I thought, at least I found interesting, is the Toxic Crusaders. If you guys ever remember the toys, Toxic Crusaders. Do we have a date for that at all?
Yeah, that's December 4th.
December 4th. So
and then Neon Inferno. Yep, everything will have physical. Generally, it goes live a week or 2 after for a month-long pre-order, open pre-order, because I don't like things to be too limited.
No, that's good.
Limited time is fine, not limited products.
And Brooklyn Menace is saying he's really looking forward to Neon Inferno in the chat room here. He says, I live right by Retroware Arcade here in PA. Very cool.
Yeah, because we also bring arcade machines to conventions, but we also have some physical locations around Philadelphia where you can play arcades, and it's connected to the Classic Game Junkie store, if you're familiar.
So, I mean, people might have seen the games, but let's talk about something, because I was talking to Justin yesterday, and I didn't realize this because of the untimely passing of Billy Chaser, of the Game Chasers. Somebody that we've all seen, we've all looked up to, and for me it was an inspiration with doing high-quality video here in the space of gaming. I stumbled upon Retroware TV. Like, this name has been synonymous with the gaming industry for quite some time from what I'm seeing.
Yep.
Okay, last year was the first year I've ever heard of Retroware, so I'm going to tell you how ignorant it's been for me, because I came from the home arcade space. And just kind of getting into the space and understanding the consoles and the home brews. And I mean, frankly, you and I were talking. I said, I'm really diving into these home brews. I really like these original games and things like that. What brought the name on? I mean, how did this all start? The Retroware.
Yeah, well, it was made by John and Lance. Lance still runs Retro World Expo in Connecticut. And they made a site where people could upload pretty much anything they wanted, and they did, kind of like a pre-YouTube thing, kind of like your Screw Attacks, your Blistered Thumbs, your organizations where people would come together and play stuff, And what ended up happening is, eventually, they had this really good stable of guys from Pat DNES Punk, Lazy Game Reviews, the Game Chasers, of course, Gaming Historian, all these very classic guys. But a lot of them eventually migrated to YouTube, server costs, all that stuff. They eventually closed shop. But the behind the scenes and the back end stuff was always kind of handled a little bit by Ryan at Screenwave, and with me a little bit here and there, especially being on different people's channels, because I've been in the convention space, and I ran my own show, Underbelly, and Silvermania back then. It was on Screw Attack, and I know the Game Chaser guys for like 15 years now or something. So, it all kind of came together, and they eventually closed shop. We're like, hey, well, the name's really good. Let's use that for something else. Let's keep it alive. Maybe we'll make it more about indie games, because that's kind of the classic thing right now. And then, we pretty much just took our already game publishing division and just relabeled it Retroware, and kind of went into full doing more the modern retro pixel style games. And now we have this full stable of 6 plus, a few other ones out.
Yeah, I mean, and you partner with other YouTubers, the Angry Video Game Nerd, even for, the game. You brought that out. Because the original Angry Video Game Nerd game was done by Screw Attack with Sam Beddoes, Freak Zone Games, and we
then it went to like full screen for a while. We were able to get the rights back fully, and we decided to put it together and make 1 and 2 deluxe and take both games, put it into one, add a third chapter, really spend the time to polish it, make the the game just way better.
Yeah.
And that was one of the first things that we put out as a gaming company under a different label back then. And that led us into, doing the one that's coming out at the end of October, the Angry Video Game Nerd 8-bit, that's actually on a NES cartridge.
Yeah.
But then the modern version has live-action cutscenes, so it feels like you're playing an actual AVGN episode.
It looks really cool. Like, I know you got a chance to play it, so I just want to give you some feedback. You need a super, super, super easy mode for him because he can't make it past the first...
Yeah, there are 3 modes. There's a chill as heck, normal, and
That's
hard
still
as
too
balls.
hard. That's still too hard for him.
I don't want to hear that.
Yeah, it does have that classic NES difficulty for sure.
It does look like in all seriousness, it does look like a really cool,
Yeah, it was
cool effects.
Very much so.
And Brooklyn says everything Retroware puts out is top notch. Some of the best modern retro games out there.
Appreciate that. Yeah, and that one was done by a Programmancer who also did Prison City, which was a game that we put out a couple years ago, and I'm hoping to get that on physical eventually, and that one's getting some updated DLC and stuff too. We try and give people free DLC when we can and extend the life of the game a little bit.
See, I was nerding out with Justin yesterday because I liked his backdrops.
Yeah.
Because the video producer in me, and I'm like, man, those are... So we were nerding out about that, and I was like, I got to get some of them for conventions like this so I could set up and do like some really cool stuff because of that. And we just got talking. I was like, dude, you just need to come over onto the panel here.
Yeah.
Let's have a chit chat about all this
that's
stuff.
something we take pride in too, is a lot of us that work there, at Retroware, every Marine's a rifleman, so you might be doing anything from logistics, driving trucks around, to helping design banners, to work in trade show booths, to aside from your job making games or anything like that. Everyone really puts their heart into it. But I've been to conventions like PAX East where we set up this really nice booth up front, and people from other companies like Capcom and stuff come over and they're like, who did this booth for you? You're like, oh, we did it ourselves. What do you mean? Like, we have arcade machines, we have this whole thing, but because they're paying millions of dollars to build this stuff. That it's kind of like that Tony Stark in a cave, like how did he build this, kind of a thing. So we just take all of our skill sets. Like, I used to work in a print shop. I used to work at NFL Films doing video work back in the day. Like, I went to school for film and stuff, so I kind of like putting that to work, and that's why I'm really happy that we're starting to put live action footage in games.
Yes.
Like the new AVGN game has live action cutscenes. The new Toxic Crusaders has motion comic cutscenes, all with voice acting. So it feels like you're watching a second season of a show that never happened. So we're trying to make these experiences like, how you felt you played them back in the day. Because if you play like Contra 3, which is really great, but if you put up against Iron Meat and you play that, it feels a lot better because it feels more modern. No knocking on Contra 3.
No.
But Iron Meat is really, really good. And I think, especially with, guys like Ivan who made that game, or Programmancer, or these other devs that we work with as a publisher, they really get what it is to be modern retro. It's not just like throwing pixels on a screen and moving it the wrong way, stuff like that. So, but yeah, the NES version was made originally with the constraints of the NES, and that's why it's able to be on cartridge.
I think it would be cool to have both of them, like the Switch version and the NES version. We instantly connected because he was looping around, which I didn't know he was checking out some of the gear, and you're like, yeah, you're running a TriCaster, you're running, like, nobody here knows what a TriCaster is. So for me, it's like, dude, speaking my language.
Yeah.
Like, I get, because of your video history, you understand what that type of gear is. It's not.
Yeah.
We're not playing with OBS here.
Yeah, and you got the 4K PTZ cameras here.
See, he's talking my language.
And that's the best way to kind of do something like this, to make it as easier. So then you got your little control room back there and your Wi-Fi set up, and you see you have an eye in the sky up there. Like, I'm seeing what's going on here.
And I'm cheating a little bit here because
you got the Stream Deck.
So if he starts slipping, I have that over the network.
You can cut. Yeah,
I could just press some buttons and then I got the chat room. So I am using OBS for
No, I definitely appreciate it.
Just to pull the chat room in because it's kind of janky the way it's done it anyways, the way they do it. But no, either way, yesterday I picked up the Angry Video Game Nerd, the combo pack.
I got that right here. Yeah.
So if you guys want to take a look, Justin's going to show you.
Yeah, because we have the for Switch, Angry Video Game Nerd 1 and 2 Deluxe, and for the PS4 as well. And these were done by Limited Run, and they're pretty good. and we're hoping that the next set will be good. And we also have a few of our other titles up here. We have Eagle Island Twist, which is 2 games in 1, and Love 3 by Fred Wood, who actually worked on the latest Deltarune game as well. So really good, we do a lot of good precision platformers, roguelikes, a lot of mostly platforming games.
Yeah.
But
that's the games I like.
Yeah, but we'll eventually get into more stuff. There are some shmup segments in a few of the games. I'd like to get more into that eventually. And, Toxic Crusaders is a straight beat 'em up. So
I love beat 'em ups.
One thing I will say when I got to play yesterday was before I even got into the gameplay, and it felt like I was watching a movie trailer. It was like insane. I was like, am I in the game or am I watching like the segment before it? And then we get right into the gameplay, and I'm like, oh wow, this was super seamless on how it was created and how you built it.
Yeah, for the because I've been helping produce the AVGN show and with Cinemassacre since 2017 or something like that, and I've known James the Nerd since college days back, even before he was the Nerd. So I've worked with him on and off, so you have that seamless kind of interaction as well. Joel Escola, who works with us as an editor, came in and he helped with that prop monster you saw as well, aside from some other guys animating it. He did all the visual effects, he edited, he shot it. Again, like every Marine's a rifleman, so he takes at our company, he takes someone's passion in their task and things like that, and then put it into the next project. Hey, how can we use your skills for this? Hey, let's do live action stuff, because it'll tie it up and it'll make it for people buying the modern versions. Oh, why would I get that? Oh, well, it's different than the NES because you can't do that on the NES, Yeah. And then in the story-wise, the NES game is actually the thing that he makes in the cutscene, right? Yeah. When he puts his feces together and makes the video game in a satanic ritual. That's normal. So, it's kind of cool that you have enough creative, weird freedom to do stuff like that too. But yeah, the live action cutscenes and getting all our guys together to shoot and write and do that very quickly, by the way, and then also take those scenes, put it into a Game Maker Studio 2 engine, and then port it to every platform as well. Was I'm surprised it's even coming out.
So as a video producer, somebody that does live video and edited video, I do more live. The scene where he throws the cartridge and it just goes into the NES and comes down, I don't think people realize. I bet you guys put some time into that.
I believe that was just you started in there, pull it out with fishing line, and it's a reverse shot, but yes.
But it's also
the punch-ins.
It's seamless. It looks so clean.
Yeah. A lot of it's sound effects. The whole thing has a musical score as well. It kind of ties it all together.
It just, just to put that together to where, like you said, doing it the reverse, to make it look that seamless, to make it look like it's not going in reverse. Mm-hmm. That caught my eye. And, I love games like that where they start doing. So that's where I was like, well, I'm going to get the first one, and I want to see, what kind of surprises are in there with that type of stuff. So if you're here and you're walking around and you're listening half as you're walking by, Retroware, you guys are located over by the arcade.
Yep.
The furthest end, depending on which end you go in.
Yep, and we also we're near a pod of arcade games because we brought all the Japanese rhythm games.
Oh, that's
like
right,
DDR
the rhythm
and stuff. Yeah, so we brought all that stuff with us. And we'll be doing that same next weekend in Syracuse, Retro Game Con as well.
Very cool.
And if you come by the table, we got some posters here for the games, for AVGN and Neon Inferno, and you'll notice they're front and back. You grab that guy. And they have tips and tricks and stuff because they're actually the same size as a Nintendo Power magazine.
Nice.
So if you put it up next to on your wall with your Nintendo Power magazines, it comes like that. And then if you go to our website, retroware.com, you can actually get the posters for free there as well.
Okay.
You just pay a little shipping for the postage, and they come folded much like they would in a magazine.
Okay.
To make it easier as well. So and people all the time get all 6, and so it's pretty cool.
So I got a question because let's go back to the Retroware TV.
Yeah.
That kind of died off. Is there any thought to bringing something like that back? And I'll kind of explain why. When I started doing these high-end shows and where I want to expand out, one of my things has always been I want to see a network of high-end content from the space that I'm in. To be able to watch it on a Roku channel, like a Roku TV or something like that, to just sit there and binge.
Yeah.
Like I do the Game Chasers. I'll pull it up and it's not. I'm not just talking guys sitting here on a podcast, but I'm talking creative content from a gaming space where, that's organized and it's put into like a time slot. Like we used to watch our favorite cartoon.
Yeah, people have tried that over the years, from different Pluto TV things to different companies that try to make different streaming things in the last 10 years or something like that. But unfortunately, everyone is just on YouTube or TikTok, and people have to go where the monetization is. And because if not, then you're just cobbling together content from other places just to do it. And it's tough to try and, even the old Retroware was amazing to put together, or the guy with the glasses or things like that. Like getting all these different personalities and content creators together is like herding cats. It's very difficult, let alone, to do time slots and all that.
Yeah.
So it would be cool, but it'd be kind of difficult, unfortunately, where you're probably better off just getting a YouTube playlist and just putting things together, unfortunately, because
I just thought it was a good idea when I saw it. Like,
And
watching the old stuff. I'm like, where is this? So I started Googling.
But, there's reasons why Screw Attack went down and the original Retroware and all that kind of stuff. Even guys like the Game Chasers weren't really uploading that much in the last several years and stuff. Like, people just kind of drift away from that stuff. It can't last forever. All the shows that we liked growing up didn't, but you can still watch them in different ways.
Sure.
So I think, especially yesterday, I was in my pink Game Chasers shirt that those guys gave me.
Yeah, that's what caught my eye, too.
The only pink shirt, yeah. Like after Billy passed, I went on and watched like all my favorite episodes and stuff like that. So I definitely get what you mean. Because now even retro gaming is retro. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like now it's old enough where people want to watch that stuff from 10 years ago, especially something like Angry Video Game Nerd. So to put everything together into a new experience for people who don't even know the brand they'll get into and like is what we were trying to do.
Any future collaborations with games that maybe you can kind of elaborate on? And if it's top secret right now, that's okay.
We talked about possibly doing an Iron Meat 2, but that's super far. Like we're just trying to get over the hurdle right now. There's talks of doing other AVGN things in the future. Maybe we'll go 3D eventually. Even though our stable of artists are all pixel-oriented, things like that. Of course, Program Manager has a lot of ideas. We do have, I am talking to a few different companies, and when I go out to like San Diego Comic-Con and all these different places, and I meet with people, and I see what IPs are available to get. What kind of IP doesn't have a really good game, like Toxic Crusaders. It had like some of the classics on the Game Boy, Genesis, NES, but this one, it's a 32-bit pixel game. It's really, really good. What old thing could we bring that to? Like, could we get Street Sharks? Like stuff like that.
That would actually be cool. That would be really cool.
We have those options. I've had a lot of those conversations. We have a few things brewing, waiting for some contracts, things like that. But I'm hoping Toxic Crusaders pops off and brings more, lets other people trust their IP for us to do.
That would be really cool. Like some of the superheroes that we didn't get the games.
Yep.
And I use superheroes loosely with the Toxic Crusaders. But you get what I'm saying. Like I would love to see some of those that deserved video games but never got them. Like that'd be killer.
Like which one? I'm trying to think off the top of my head.
What about a modern day Voltron?
Oh man, that'd be
right.
Right? You're seeing now, like recently, last few years for beat 'em ups, you had Karate Kid, James and Bob,
Power Rangers,
Power Rangers,
yeah.
The Rita Rewind. You had, I said Karate Kid. G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe.
He-Man's coming out. By Bitmap Bureau and
He-Man's
Limited Run.
Gonna be good. Yeah.
Terminator's coming out.
Terminator 2,
coming out.
Yeah, we were actually talking. I guess I can say that we were talking. We were trying to get the Terminator 2 thing, not knowing that like years ago when they were working on it, and they're like, "Oh, someone else is already working on something." I'm like, that's a shame. But it's also very expensive to get those licenses. I don't even want to. I can't even tell you the number. And I'll just say there's also a reason why Arnold isn't in that game. It's
they couldn't afford them.
You don't want to know how you would. I'll tell you after. It's a lot.
Okay.
Wow.
So and that's kind of reasons as a company to make the next game and keep everyone employed and not make sure we're not like crunching our people and everything comes out on time. Even we push back Neon Inferno a little bit to give it more time to breathe, to port and all that stuff. Like we can't be spending millions on
No.
stuff just to, it's too, we're trying to keep Retroware to be financially viable.
Yeah.
So do you foresee like Retroware getting into anything additionally, like a new take on maybe even like a console, even like you have an Evercade, but you make your own specific. But I mean, you make your own specific cartridges for your own Retroware.
It is a
console.
really good name for that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And I guess we do have the physical arcades right now under the same name. So it's kind of tough to know. Probably not as right now, unless something approached us or like not. And there's also a lot of people out there doing a really good job on it solo, like all the people doing anything from the Mr. Project to Mars to the PlayStation stuff. Yeah. Like there's a lot of really good FPGA consoles and Evercades and things out there. Like, it'd be weird to hop into that market. Okay,
I wasn't going to go there, but I'm going to go there now. You and I were talking about Arcade 1-Up. I could see Toxic Crusaders as a game, a beat 'em up 4-player on an Arcade 1-Up 3/4 scale, and people would eat that up like they did Turtles.
Yeah, for sure.
That's kind of. I didn't want to bring up Home Arcade, but I mean
I got no comment on that.
Oh,
okay.
Sorry.
All right.
Let's just say
we'll leave it go at that.
Let's just say as an arcade company.
But you agree, though.
Yeah, as an arcade company, we are looking into things that may or may not happen to put our games on arcade systems.
Okay.
Be it in
that'd be cool.
real arcades or 3/4 size ones. So we are having conversations about that.
Because I would actually buy that for my home arcade.
Oh yeah, that would be nice. Yeah.
I'd also like to get involved in some pinball one day. Like
Pinball
imagine
would be
an
cool.
AVGN pinball machine would be fun.
That would be cool. Have them yell at you every time you.
Yeah. So when I'm in Chicago, I meet up with a lot of the companies and stuff too. So we do have some big things cooking, but nothing locked in yet. Yeah.
Well, we won't hold you to it. I was just curious.
I mean, considering AVGN 8-bit, Neon Inferno, and Toxie come out this year, we kind of have our hands full.
So I know you were discussing Terminator.
Mm-hmm.
Had there been any conversations or thoughts around like the 80s cult classic movies and kind of flipping those into a game or blending them or merging them into something?
I mean, I'd love to do a pixel. I'd love to do a pixel, another RoboCop Terminator game.
Ooh, yeah, that'd be good.
Or just RoboCop in general, because that was my. I saw that movie when I was 3.
Yeah,
that's how messed up I am. But. Like some of those properties, even like a Commando movie game, but
awesome.
then you need Arnold, and then you're back in the problem.
Yeah.
So, some people have rights that they don't want to give up, or they don't know what it's worth either, or there's flat nose on stuff like that. So, it depends on what you lend, and it also depends as well, like, how well it'll sell. Like, I think this stuff will do pretty good. Like, I think Neon, like, even Iron Meat did pretty good. I mean, it has more Steam reviews than even Operation Galuga, the new Contra. So I don't know how well the IP does, aside from just having a really, really good-made game. And that way you're not splitting profits, and then you can make the next one. So it's kind of tough. With Toxie, because Troma is so cool to work with, it was definitely easier for us to work with, but I'd be a little bit worried working with like Warner Brothers or MGM or like, because who knows what they're gonna mess with you, and then and I have no idea. Like take a game like Ninja Turtles and Nickelodeon and stuff like that. Like, how long do you get to like what's I don't know what the profit share? It's probably like I'd be worried about stuff like that. So. It's cool to think about and dream and all that and come up with an idea, but also, will people buy it, and was it worth it in the long run? Considering, half the kids here are just playing Fortnite anyway, so.
Yeah.
I mean, you played Iron Meat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I mean, that was kind of what hooked me into it, and started playing some of these games and kind of keeping an eye on. And then John, of course, he corrupted me and had me play, Simon Quest. Sorry.
There you go. Only one Simon.
I'll get it down. Yeah. But even still, like, he had me. I played that darn near 40 minutes last year, and almost.
Oh wow.
I was sitting there playing it, and then I was watching you die on Angry Video Game, and I was like,
why do you keep doing that?
And I said to Justin, I was like, I got to play that because he can't.
Look, I was testing it out. I let myself die a couple of times because I'm sure there's a ton of different ways to die in the game, and the best way to learn is to die first, and then you don't die.
So what's
after
your
that.
excuse when Brian was beating you?
I don't know.
Okay.
Brian had a lot of time back there. I don't know if he was already playing that game before I did. No comment?
No comment. He might have had a cheat code or two in there.
You know what? The way he was moving on those platforms, I was like, I didn't know you could do that.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, and if you want, all our demos are on Steam right now for all 3 games, Toxie, Neon, and AVGen, with the live-action cutscenes, too.
Ooh.
If you're a content creator, we are giving out codes right now for AVGen 8-Bit Deluxe, and then for Neon Inferno, probably in the next 3 weeks or so.
3 weeks.
Usually we give out codes full, no embargo, a month before release, because we just want to get as much content, out there.
Yeah. That's what I'm going to be doing, shooting some.
And then, we're at Pittsburgh today, and then Syracuse next weekend. So if you're at any of those retro game cons, come out and check out our games.
Yeah, absolutely. And if people want to find it, it's retroware.com.
Yeah, retroware.com has everything. And then if you just search the games on Steam or wherever, like we pop up Retroware or any of the game titles.
I'm glad you took your John Riggs mask off. They wouldn't know where to find you because he was looking pretty good today. Like we couldn't tell the difference. They came walking in. Justin, I really appreciate it.
Yeah, man, thank you.
Taking the time to talk to us. Voter, you've been quiet down there.
Yeah, I was going to say, you talking about the booth, right? So I went over, I purchased the Angry Video Game Nerd game yesterday. I was talking to him.
Because he's a copycat.
Well, no. So I saw it a couple times, and we talking about Iron Meat. And I missed the launch of the, what is it, the metal edition with the steelbook?
Yeah, there's a steelbook edition, yep.
So I missed that, and I went to MagFest, which I go to every year because I'm from Maryland. And out of all places, the nerd booth that was set up there was so awesome. It was set up just like the basement.
Yep.
Him and I were talking about that yesterday.
Really cool.
Yeah.
And then they had Iron Meat there.
Yep.
And it was at retail. It wasn't jacked up in price. So I was super happy, and just like out of all places, it was great.
Yeah, if we sell at a convention or booth, we sell everything MSRP. There is no jack up and stuff. And we do keep some things reserved for conventions only, and we'll probably do that with the NES version of the nerd game or different ones we have, or the ones we have right here. It's just that Iron Meat sold out so completely. Like, I don't think I even own a copy because we got them out there to
5
people.
hours or something. Somebody said it was 5 hours.
It was pretty
sold
fast.
out.
Yeah,
Or it might have been less.
It was on Strictly Limited website, and it sold out in both editions sold out in a day on Switch.
Wow.
PlayStation
Dude, it
on
was quick.
PS5 a little longer. And then the Steel Edition was supposed to do that, and it's a shame because that company doesn't do the open pre-orders. It was set to 5,000 units or whatever per platform. But when we do it again, and if I do it with someone else, I'm going to try and do an open pre-order too, so anyone can get Iron Meat, especially because it would be fully done on cart, no more patches, no more updates. It is what it is, sealed forever, like a normal game should.
So what I think I'm going to do, we talked about, because I was talking to Justin yesterday, and I said about keeping up with all this stuff, but you were talking about collabing and stuff. And I think what we're going to do for the Game Masters podcast, what we're going to try to do is anytime a game's coming out and I get an email, I might schedule time with you where we could shoot video like this, just a little 2 to 3 minute Q&A where it's just rapid fire and about the upcoming game and show that on the podcast to really drum up the other content creators who watch our stuff, but also the audience, to let them know this is coming and you really got to jump on it or you're going to miss out like I did and Votery did.
Yep.
You don't want to miss out on stuff, especially when it's limited stuff like this. If you're a collector, you just don't want to do it.
Absolutely.
So it was unfortunate. I'm learning about these companies and I'm learning about it. And, met you guys, but really appreciate you taking the time. I know he's got a booth to run, so I don't want to keep him all day.
Yeah, I'm going to go back there.
I'm happy for him to be here, but
I'm going to grab a couple games after this.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it was a little too long walking around as John Riggs, wearing 8-inch platform heels to do that. But it's for the love of the game.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. So retroware.com, and if you're here at the convention, go check them out. They're back by the arcade. You can't miss it. Big red banners everywhere. Yep. Really appreciate you hanging out here.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Really appreciate you guys.
We will be back later on. We've got one other panel, I think, throughout the afternoon. So we'll see you then. Until next time, keep it positive.